Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are focusing on a grade 12 question, which is interpenetration and development question. Okay. If you look at our question, we are given the top view and incomplete front view of a right regular hexagonal prism that has been shaped to fit over an equilateral triangular prism. The axes of both solids lie in a common vertical plane. Okay, for you guys to understand, front view is horizontal plane, and below horizontal plane we have vertical plane, meaning the axes of both solids lie in a common vertical plane. Okay, and then we are instructed to draw to scale 1:1 the following views of the two solids: the given top view, the right view, the complete front view showing the curve of interpenetration, and the development of the surface of the hexagonal prism. Make edge A the same. Okay, now that I am instructed to draw top view and right view, I know that this is first angle, so front view will be above top view, then right view will be on our left view will be on our right. Hence you see that I've created my hashtag method here. This is my top view. Okay, my front view will be here, and this side will be my right view. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, planning is essential. Show all hidden details and show all construction lines. Okay, so to start with, I started here with my XY line. I created my XY line, and they gave me a distance from my XY line to where I can start my top view, which is from here to here is 10. So you can make a measurement of 10 from XY line to where you can start your top view. Okay, and then if you can look here, they give you a side length of your triangle, okay, which is 80, meaning from here to here will be 80. And again, if you look at your front view, they give you from this line here until that line is 8. Okay, so what you can do, you can just simply find 80 on this side and also find 80, and then half of 80 since it's 40, then you can quickly come here, you can quickly take your measuring rule and measure 40. Okay, and then also on this line you can measure 40 so that you can find this center line. Okay, and then once you have found that center line, this is my center line. Okay, and then once you have found the center line, what you'll notice is that your hexagonal prism is at an angle of 45. Okay, so what I did here is that through my center line I placed my 45-degree compass. Okay, I mean set square, and then I constructed my line, and then on that line I took my compass and set it to radius 36. Okay, radius 36. And then I stand here on my center line and constructed my circle of radius 36. Okay, and then because I have constructed this line first, I stood here on my circumference of the circle, scribed an arc on the circumference again, also this side, and then came this side, I made an arc on the circumference, also here I made an arc. Then I joined all the points that are on the circumference of my circle. Okay, and then also I created my XY line, because here they didn't specify the measurement from our top view to our XY line. I just created my own XY line. Okay, and then what you need to do is that our 45-degree angle, to align our views properly, I placed it on my left side. I placed it here so that I can align my views correctly and accurately so. Okay, because my right view will be on this side. So what I will need to do now is that from my top view I will need to construct vertically upwards so that I can get my front view. Okay, because this is labeled A, you can label clockwise. This is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, and this is F. Okay, we can construct all our points going to the front view there. Okay, this is our hexagonal prism, and then here the main pipe, which is the triangular prism, also construct your lines. And then if we can check, you are given a height from your XY line to your hexagonal prism, but you don't know the height of your triangular prism. Okay, so what you can do, you can measure your height from XY line to your top there, which is 875. So in this case 85 will be my height. Okay, this will be where my hexagonal prism ends. Okay, then I can quickly construct all my lines until there. Okay, so now because they've given you a side length of 8 here on our top view, which is auxiliary view, so what you'll need to do is that you will need to create that auxiliary view here with this side length of 8. And then because we are dealing with a triangle, I always say 360 divided by number of sides so that we can get our angle. Okay, 360 divided by 3 is 120. Because I don't have my protractor, I can say 120 divided by 2, it will give me 60. So meaning I now know that on this side my triangle will be like this, because also here, and then now I can simply construct this until here, and then also here I have constructed, and then here. So now I can label my auxiliary view of a triangle. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, so now this is 2, this is 1, also this is 3. Then going up to my right view, I can construct my equilateral triangular prism. Okay, so now I don't know the exact height of my triangle, so that I have these 2 points, which is 2 and 3. I can also use the angle that I got here, which is 60. Okay, from 3 where it meets 1 here, and then also from 2 it must meet 1. Okay, do you see? And now I can know my height here on my front view of my equilateral triangle, which is here. Okay, and then I now know from here I'm coming here. So now I can make a solid line until here, and then also here on the outer part a solid line until here. Okay, and then here it will be my hexagonal prism. Okay, and then also A it will be visible looking from our front, which is this side. Then B is also going to be visible, C is also going to be visible. Okay, B going to be visible, C is also going to be visible, and then E and F are going to be hidden details. So what I can do is that I can simply do hidden details there. Okay, and then I can label, this is A, this is B, this one is F, this one is E, this one is C, and this one is D. A solid line up there. Okay, and then a solid line until here, until here. So now we are not done with our front view. We'll need to complete it. So what we'll need to do now, we'll need to take our points from our hexagonal prism to our left so that we can get our right view. Okay, A, D, B, and C. Okay, and then as soon as they touches our 45 angle, we construct them vertically upwards. Okay, this will be F, this will be E, this will be A, and then this one will be D, this one will be B, and the last one is C. And then to look from this side, point F, A, B, and C will be dark lines. Okay, meaning F on this side will be here, then this one is E, then this one is A, we have D here, D, we have B, and then the last one is C. So C, B, A, F will be solid lines. Okay, so you can confidently use your solid lines. Also A, it will be a solid line, and then also B and C, solid line, and then the last one is C, which is a solid line. And then you can use a solid line again here. Then you complete the hidden detail ones, which is D and E. Okay, so now you can quickly use your solid line to finish your equilateral triangle prism. Okay, so now we are done with our right view, we are done with our top view. What we will need to do now, we will need to use our solid line until here, solid line, because looking from the top, we are going to see the edge, which is point 1 here. Looking from the top, meaning this will be 1, 1, it will be 1, 1. Okay, then here it will be 2, 2, and then 3, 3. Looking from the top, in our front view, 2 and 3 are going to be here, also here. Okay, so now we will need to complete our front view. So what we can look here in our top view is that 1 is interpenetrating until here, and also 1 is interpenetrating until here, meaning this is our 1 and this is our 1 in our front view. So we'll need to take until where 1 is interpenetrating in our top, construct it to the top side, which is our front view, and also this side, and then making a solid line from here, because looking from here on this side, we are going to see 1 until here. Okay, it will be visible line, meaning from here to here it will be a visible line, and then on this side we are going to see 1 visible until here, because this point D is at the front and point 1 is at the back, meaning from here until here it will be hidden details. Okay, hidden detail until here. Okay, and then now what we need to check is that how long is our A interpenetrating on our right hand side. Okay, let's start with A. A is interpenetrating until here. Okay, we construct it back to our left view and then make a point here. This is our A, and looking here at our top view, A is at the back of our line 1, which is line 1 is at the back. It will be hidden detail, meaning from here until where A is interpenetrating, it will be hidden detail lines. Okay, and then we will need to check B. Where's our B? Our B is here in our right view, is interpenetrating until here. Coming on our left view, we will need to check B is interpenetrating until here. And because B is in a solid line, we'll continue with our solid line until where B is interpenetrating. Okay, and then we need to check also C. Here's our C. Okay, and C is interpenetrating until here. Okay, So using our solid line again, because coming from the front, C is going to be solid. Okay, C is interpenetrating until here. And then coming back at line D. Line D here is interpenetrating until here. Meaning line D will interpenetrate until here. Okay, because line D is in solid, can simply use our solid line until where D is interpenetrating. And now we are left with line E, which is here. Line E is interpenetrating until here. Okay, and line E, because it's in hidden detail lines, we will need to complete those hidden detail lines until where E is interpenetrating. Then also line F on our right view is interpenetrating until here. And then on this one, because F is in hidden detail, you need to complete those hidden detail lines until where F is interpenetrating, which is here. Okay, so now let's move from A, because we started labeling at A, went to B, C, D, E, and F. So what we will need to check is that from A, we can't just go straight to B. Okay, because this is A, we have to move back. We have to move back to 1 before we reach B. Okay, A going back to 1, meaning from here we are coming here, which is from here we are coming here. Okay, follow your point. This is A, is interpenetrating until here, and then because we want to go to B, we have to move through point 1, which is from A, we are going to move to point 1 with hidden detail lines. Okay, because from here coming this side, we're still not going to see it. Okay, then from here, point 1, which is here, going to be, which is at the front here, coming this side, we are going to see from 1 until B, meaning from here, we can make our solid line coming to B. You understand? Then from B to C, we are going to see it visually, so meaning we can use our solid line again until C. And then also from C to D, we can also use our solid line. Okay. So from D, we want to move to point E. And then before we can move to point E, we need to move to point 1 first. And then from point 1, that's when we can move to point E. So meaning from here, which is here, we need to move until here, which is from here until where 1 is interpenetrating with hidden detail lines. Okay, why? Because looking from this side, D will be in the front, and then 1 from here until here will be at the back. Okay, and then from here, that's when you can now go until where E is interpenetrating, meaning from here you can quickly come here with hidden detail lines. Okay, why? Because also E from here 1 to E is at the back, coming from the side. Remember, this is your front view. Okay, we'll never see this line coming until here. Okay, then from E we want to go to F. Then from E to F we simply go straight with hidden detail lines. Okay, then from F we simply go straight to A, because A is interpenetrating until here. We simply come to A with your hidden detail lines because it's at the back. Okay, so now you are done with your front view. You have completed your front view. Okay, so now what is left of you? You will need to develop the surface of the hexagonal prism, which is this one. Okay, and then I will need to erase this auxiliary view because now I have used it. I will need to develop my hexagonal prism here on the side. Okay, so I will need to use my true lengths. Okay, let me start here. Okay, let me say this is my A, because they have instructed me to make edge A the same. Okay, meaning I start at A, then using my compass with the true length of 36, I come here at A to find B, stand at B to find C, standing at C to find D, standing at D to find E, and standing at E to find F, also standing at F to find our A. Okay, because remember, if you are developing something, we need to start at A and end at A. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, then horizontally, so you can simply make construction lines on your point. Construction lines. Construction lines. It doesn't matter where you place your development, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have space this side, you can move it this side. Okay. Then now I will need to check from A I'm moving to B, which is from A I'm moving to B. Okay. So now from A, before I come to B, I come across line 1, which is this distance here. This distance before I reach B, meaning from here I'm coming here, which is this distance. Okay. Also that distance, I will need to construct my line horizontally, so okay. And then from here, that's when I can come to B, which is from here I can come to B. And then from B, I can simply go straight to C. And then also from C, I can simply go straight to D. You see, we used our solid lines. And then from D, I can't go straight to E because I come across line 1 again. So I will need to take this distance here from D to here. Okay, and then feature it on line D that goes to E, which is D that goes to E is here. Okay. Construct on my line. And then from here, that's when I can go to E, which is here. I can go to E. Okay. And then from E, I can now go to F. And then from F, I can now go to A. Okay. So what we'll need to check is how long is our A interpenetrating in our triangular prism. Okay. So we can view that from our right view and also from our front view. Okay. Can take that from your right and also from your front view. Okay, because here at the top you'll never be able to see because you are viewing from the top. You'll never see the height. You'll never see this measurement. Okay, so now I can come take this length and feature it where I find A here on the where I find A on my development, which is interpenetrating until here, and also this side, this is A, is interpenetrating until here. Okay, now I have found until where A is interpenetrating. I can use my solid line, and also that side I can use my solid line. Okay, and then going to B, I have to come across this point, which is here. I can find it. Where will I find that point? I'll find it here. 1 is interpenetrating until here. Okay, so 1 is interpenetrating until here, and also here you can take your measurement on your top view. On your right view, you'll never be able to see, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, 1 is interpenetrating until here, meaning here you can take this measurement here. Okay, and then moving to B, you check how long B is interpenetrating. Okay, here's our B and also here's our B. You can take your measurements from your front view or your right view. This is how long B is interpenetrating. And then you come here on your development, you look for B, and then you scribe an arc on line B. Okay, And then from B, we are going straight to C. You also look how long is C interpenetrating. This is how long C is interpenetrating in our equilateral triangular prism. You can take your measurements from your right or from your front view. It's also fine. You see, these measurements are the same. Then you come at C, scribe an arc on line C. Then from C, we can now go to D. And then we come and check on our right view. How long is D interpenetrating? D is interpenetrating from here until here. Okay, then we come on line D. This is here. And then again, from D to E, which is from D to E, we come across line 1 again, which is interpenetrating from here to here, which is 1 again, is interpenetrating from here to here. Okay. Which is here. One thing that I've made, guys, I've made a mistake. From A to here, which is from A to here, I should have taken this interpenetration from here. But because it's the same distance that I know, this is the one I should have featured here. You see, it is the same distance. Okay. And then moving from here 1, we now go to E. We go to our right view and check how long E is interpenetrating. E is interpenetrating from here until here. Okay, then you go on line E, it is interpenetrating from here until here, and then we check our F. Our F is interpenetrating from here until here. Okay, that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You develop your surface like this, and then you can now quickly join all your points. Simply like this. And then including this one also. You can also. And then this one. You also include this one, and this is the last one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, then one thing that you need to complete, you will need to complete your edges. Edge B, edge C, edge D, and then also edge E and F. E and F. Then you close your surface like this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Please, if you found this video very helpful for you, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your time.